Requirement Yogi is an app to help manage requirements in Confluence and Jira. Welcome to our series for the cloud version. In this video, you will be introduced to the basis of Requirement Yogi and the various ways to add requirements to a page with a few tips in the end. For us, a requirement is a line in a table, and this is a Requirement Yogi macro. When you click on it, you will see the requirement's description, properties, links, and so on. We will show you how to add all those details to your requirements and build a traceability matrix later. First, there are two ways to add a macro in a Confluence page. In edit mode, click on the first column and begin typing /rec. This shortcut will show you our macros. The first macro will allow you to add a requirement definition. Another way to add macros by clicking on the plus button at the top of the page and search for rec. Once you have selected the macro, a dialog will open. You will then be able to add a requirement key. Keys must be unique per space and variant. If you use the same key in two places, it is a duplicate. It has a multiple definitions error, and the contents are not indexed until you resolve the duplication. In terms of format, you are relatively free, making it easy to follow your company's guidelines. We do suggest to keep it concise to avoid getting lost between your requirements. We usually put the type of document or requirement in the prefix of the key and numbers to organize them. Requirement keys can support most keyboard symbols. For example, the paragraph symbol is often used to refer to a specific paragraph. We also support blank spaces. You can use various languages such as Arabic or Japanese characters. We do not support the % symbol, forward, and backslash. You are also free to add requirement macros in paragraphs or titles instead of tables. We recommend to use tables because each column becomes a property, making your traceability matrices more structured. Also, if you put a link to a requirement, it becomes a dependency, and the relationship name is the title of the column, also useful to add more traceability. The two ways we introduced to add a macro are pretty useful when in a specific part of the page, but very time-consuming if you need to create dozens of keys at once. In view mode, you can use the transformation wizard to generate keys in bulk. Click on the small Requirement Yogi logo at the top of the page and Transformation Wizard. Once the dialog is open, click on Add Rule and Key Generation. You are able to fully configure your key patterns using variables or predefined IDs. If you have multiple tables on a page and you do not want to apply the transformation to all of them, you can choose specific tables and columns here. Once everything is configured to your liking, click on Submit. Then, you will see a summary of the transformations that will be applied. If you are planning to use this transformation several times, you can also save it. In the end, click on Transform and let the magic work. If you would like a deeper dive into this wizard, watch its tutorial. One note about permissions. If you want to make some requirements private to some users or make some pages private, note that your requirements will still be visible to anyone in the space. And you're done. Your requirements are now created, and you've completed the first step to getting started with Requirement Yogi. Don't stop now, and check out the next video about how to use properties and create dependencies.